So let's just, this will be your lucky day.
But I do want to address Mayor and Council again in regards to a few comments that Mr. Forward has made here. I'm a taxpayer in this community, as well as everyone else. I pay taxes in town. I have property in the RM. I pay taxes there as well. Everyone that is sitting around this table is elected by the people of this community to represent the interests of this community. Nobody was saying don't expand and don't grow. People said expand, but do it elsewhere. It is single residential. There are a lot of small children. There are a lot of issues in that area. Again, I want to reiterate that it would be a better plan, yes, to build this, but to build it closer to amenities to make it easier for people. This area is zoned single residential, and again, I am opposed to varying it or changing it.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Dawn Madden, 15 Rustic Bay. I concur with what Carol Reimer has just said.
Okay.
Rosemary Hendrickson, 309 First Street East. I concur with all the concerns, the issues of safety and traffic. I would like to remind, some of you may have been at the meeting, the town meeting a year and a half ago regarding the safety of the PAW, and we were told at that time, I would like to remind the mayor and the staff sergeant of the RCMP, told us that they were sorry, but 911 calls could not be answered on any timely basis, just to keep calling, that it was important to call, but we were told there weren't enough police to call or money to get more RCMP. And this was told to us in a public meeting, and we are already having issues at that end of street with traffic and also drug traffic. And it just goes on openly. Now with more traffic, it's obvious there's going to be more problems, and there is no solution. We haven't been told there'll be any increase in calls when we do have a concern about safety. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Alex Podominikoff, and I reside at 269 First Street East. And I concur with what everyone has spoke to you about today. I purchased my home, 269 First Street, because of the location, and my grandfather built that home. I'm just starting to raise my family, and there's going to be major safety concerns. And just like Rosemary had said, we've already had numerous issues down there with traffic. The police have been informed about this for a couple years now. And I just think that more people, more traffic, more concerns. And I strongly oppose it as well.
Thank you.
I'm Kathy Lipscomb, and I live at 263 Paul, and I concur with everyone's concerns, and I strongly oppose the location.
Hi, my name is Marcy Glenn. I don't like to talk in front of people. I live at 254 First Street East. I hope you guys are hearing us. We pay taxes. We live here. We bought homes in that area because it's residential. Let's keep it that way. I never would have bought my home if this building they want to build was already there. I would have chosen another part of town. And I think you guys I want to make sure you guys are listening to us. And the other concern I have is these people might already come here for medical and stay at the Wisconsin or whatnot, but we already have no doctors, and there's a huge concern of shortage of health care. So, this whether this place is built here in a different location where they want to build it, or maybe they even need to look at another town, because we already can't get doctors for people who already live here. So maybe we need to think of residents first.
Okay, anybody else? Carrie?
My name's Carrie.
Come up to the front, please.
My name's Carrie Atkinson. I live at 32 Watts, and I'd like to apologize to everybody for my phone going off. I honestly thought I turned it off. I didn't. If somebody can let me know, I will make a donation to whatever the cause is, and it won't be $5. My apologies, everyone.
Thank you. You owe us $5. That's nice. Okay. All right, then, last chance here?
I just want to ask if council at this
Have a seat.
time can, I just have a question.
Okay. Well, just so they can hear. It's not for me. I can hear you back there, but the people in their living rooms can't.
Edith Lasan, 221 La Rose. I was just curious if the council at this time could offer any clarification or information on some of the concerns regarding the infrastructure challenges and associated things besides simply the rezoning of single to multi-residential.
Yeah, to be honest, no, I can't give anything off the top of my head. I do know that that all of this has been looked into, and you know, the land is in proper condition. They will be paying for their own water and sewer hookup. As far as I know, it's green light. That would have been a huge red light if there was an issue.
But the lift station already has issues. It's had issues for years. The lift station has issues currently. It has had issues for years.
The lift station.
Well, yeah, we saw a big hole in the road today. You know?
That lift station services 75% of the town.
Yeah.
Right. So
It's not just that portion of the
right,
street.
Is that going to add more concern, especially
No, it's
in
going-
our area?
Yeah, but it goes the other way, right?
Yeah, it goes-
Like, it doesn't even go to the Bell Avenue. Everything else funnels down to Bell and then gets shot.
But they have problems at the end of Paul Avenue because of the lift station currently. I grew up there. I lived there for 20 years.
Engineering reviewed the entire
Yeah.
proposal. They reviewed it from a sewer pipe sizing standpoint, sewer main usage standpoint, water usage, water main sizing. They've reviewed the entire concept, and anything that requires change has been identified already and flushed out, no pun intended, but at this point, there is no issue with respect to the Bell Avenue lift station and whether or not a development like this would impact it. It's on the downstream side of the Bell Avenue lift station, which means the issues that we have with it in terms of its pumping capacity occur prior to that development. So it wouldn't impact Bell Avenue lift station from that standpoint. And engineering has reviewed all of it and said that it's okay.
Is that public information somewhere, Andrew?
I don't know that a public report has been tabled regarding that, but Randy, it's been reviewed by engineering.
Okay, this is where I don't want it to go. Hey, I mean, we all got our 15
No, it's all right, it's a public hearing, it's a
Okay,
chance
but
for people to ask
okay,
questions.
fine.
But you probably have to come up here and say your name and ask your questions so that everybody can hear it. Then, I don't work for the engineering department, so, you know, it may be that we can't answer necessarily your question exactly that you're asking.
Okay, my name's Ivy, I was up
Yeah.
here previous. What about Environment Canada? What do they have to say about the ground contamination? And also, has there been anybody else previous that had wanted to develop on that land and
Yes.
were told no? And why were they told no and these guys told yes? Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of shady to me.
I'll get
that-
on the environmental, I'll get Randy to answer on the environmental stage.
It just seems kind of shady to me that you were unwilling to sell to other people before, and all of a sudden Swampy Creek comes along and you sell to them.
There's an answer.
The town of Paw bought that property 8 years ago. I think it was 8 years ago, could be 9, but the town of Paw bought that property from Manitoba Hydro. And we bought it once the land had been remediated and it was okay to build on. Since that time, we've had one offer to purchase that piece of property, and the offer was $1.
Okay.
with the hope of being able to build then apartment buildings on it. We turned that down. The assessed value of that property is $158,000, and that's what we sell it for, $158,000.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, my concern is the contamination part.
Okay, let's talk about contamination.
It was a hydro diesel plant, and you can't tell me digging up a little bit of earth and moving
was
stuff
a lot
away and
more
then
than a little
filling
bit
it
of
in, because I've lived there a long time,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen anything more than that go on in that area.
Okay, Randy.
Basically, when we purchased it from Manitoba Hydro, they provided us with a clarity report, and there is a big report on file that says that it does meet all the environmental concerns right now. There was someone that mentioned earlier that it's still on a listing. It will always be on a listing, even though the property's been remediated. Any property that has any kind of contaminants will stay on a list that says it's contaminated site. However, this one in particular has been cleaned up in accordance with the environment.
With Environment Canada?
Yeah.
And there's a report from Environment
There's
Canada
a
stating
big
that?
report, yes.
Okay.
And in fairness to Swampy Creek, that was their concern too, and we also have a letter from Environment Canada supporting that.
Okay. And can anybody go online and see this letter, or where can we get it?
It was just basically a letter that was submitted to the town, and we were happy to share that with you.
Okay, that'd be great. I'd love
Yeah,
to see it.
be happy to share that, absolutely. Edith.
Can the town then confirm right now whether there will be any costs associated with this that are going to fall on the backs of the town, as opposed to the purchaser or the developer?
No. You know what? You purchase a piece of property, you put a building on it, and then you pay property taxes on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a point, we do some, if they require a larger water or sewer hookup, we cover from our main to their property line.
Yeah, and they pay pretty
Right,
much
so
both of it.
to be entirely clear,
Yeah, I guess-
anybody that purchases a property in town, if they require additional or larger service for water and sewer, the town is responsible for the portion from the main in the street up to the property line, including the curb stops, which is the fixture right at the property line for turning on and off mains. The developer is then responsible for their own property and the services on it. So there are in fact some costs that we would incur for anybody that developed that property, in that we would have to supply the portion of the service from the main to the property line.
I think
Right.
our services do meet that requirement. That was one of the
Yeah,
things we
And
did.
they may already, I'm not sure, but just to be entirely clear, if that was to pass, that would in fact be a cost that we would incur. And that's normal procedure for all our properties.
Thanks, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, then I will declare the hearing closed, and we will adjourn the public hearing portion.